And
Welcome
back to the Free Jazz Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. You are now tuned in for the fourth live episode. We are episode 153, if I'm not mistaken.
153.
153. Listen,
153, baby.
You're tuned in. You got G's here to your right. K Singles down to your left, looking like he in his Sunday's best. You know what I'm saying? He looked like he about to sell a couple houses. I'm not sure, but you look like you dressed for something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got a long day of business, after this.
We love to see that. We love to see that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just casually dressed in some shorts and shit. You know how I rock. I'm very cozy.
Real cozy.
I got work later too. You know what I'm saying? But it's my son's birthday party today. It's not a party. It's a barbecue in the backyard. Nothing crazy. But you know what I'm saying?
Oh, we there. What time?
Yeah, close. It's like 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, we just gonna do a little, you know what I'm saying, shindig in the back.
Right.
But we here, we live, you know
nice.
what I'm saying? Whole lot of shit going on. And I probably should stop cursing within the first like 10 minutes of the YouTube, because I just remember like that has a problem with
we gotta
figure it out.
We sometimes we gotta tone it down. It's okay, but the passion though, the passion.
As you can see, we got some new mics in the studio. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out.
Them all. Listen, we got some new decorations coming through. Some more stuff coming in, you know what I'm saying? Behind the scenes, things y'all can't see. We got a curtain over here. We got some artwork coming
Ready
up.
for the curtain call. Listen, I'm ready for the curtain call. Ready for all the flowers.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see what changes are coming into the studio. Remember we did like the whole like first season, I think maybe season and a half in the other studio?
Literally.
Right there, like next door.
Yeah.
So if y'all don't know, Bravery Studios, they got multiple podcast studios, you know what I'm saying? Come in, do y'all thing. We in Garfield, New Jersey, you know what I'm saying? Not too far from New York. We're like 20 minutes from New York City. But like 10 minutes from Patterson.
That was more like the radio setup vibe.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like radio show.
Vibe, though.
Absolutely.
We should jump back over there a couple times.
Absolutely. Just for a change in scenery. But at the end of the day, still gonna be a great episode either way. No matter where we end up doing the show.
Yeah, that's a fact. But listen, I gotta get to just the what we gotta talk about it. All right, so Knicks have officially been bounced out.
I said Pacers in 6. I said it.
Pacers in 6.
And listen, like I said, I got a lot of people hitting me up talking about I'm a Knicks hater. No, I was rooting for the Knicks. I was being unbiased. But, and the reason why I said Pacers in 6 is because Pacers are a great defensive team. They're long.
Yeah.
You know? Knicks, not a good defensive team. Well, they have a few perimeter defenders and two big holes on defense. So
listen, Karl Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson, y'all niggas dropped the ball. You heard? Y'all niggas is bugged out. Y'all got me fucked up, bro. Because before the season started, I said, it's gonna be Knicks in 6. And I mean, before the series started, I said Knicks in 6. You know what I'm saying? I truly, in my heart of hearts, felt like the Knicks were a better team. I'm so disappointed. Y'all let this bum ass Indiana.
Yeah, Indiana's nasty work.
Yo, bro, over the Garden. You about to have people have to fly to Indiana instead of coming to the Garden in June? Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
you just ruined everything. NBA should be mad at this. The economy is ruined.
Indiana,
what are we doing?
Nobody's going to Indiana. And Oklahoma's nasty work in the finals. Nasty work.
That might be all-time worst finals ever as far as locations, son.
Yeah,
it don't get too worse than that.
But I actually love it for the league, though. You know what I mean? Because it's not.
I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, I like it for the league.
Have you been to OKC?
Never.
See, I've been to OKC when I was 16 on that road trip I always mentioned. I went to OKC. There's nothing in OKC, okay? I'm telling you. There ain't shit in Oklahoma City. There's not a building. There is not a high rise anywhere. If you're in the chat, you're from OKC, I pray for you to make it out first and foremost. Second, let me know how many high rises in your building. I mean, in your city. Please let me know. Because I'm telling you, I've been there. I mean, it was a little minute ago. I ain't gonna lie. It was like 10 years ago. It was actually it had to be 2009, 2010. Actually, it's been about 15 years. So
that's that crazy.
It might be a completely different vibe out there. I don't know. It might look like Phoenix by now.
But I will say this. I will give the Knicks their credit because at least they made this series interesting. Because if they went out in a gentleman's sweep after beating Boston, it would have been a wash. It would have canceled out them beating Boston. At least they made it an interesting series enough. And shout out to them. Shout out to New York. I'm not even a Knicks fan, but I like rooting because everybody gets so hyped.
You know what's messed up though? We forget that the Knicks gave up the first two. The Knicks gave up the first two. Meaning, it should have been Knicks in 6, but somehow you baited.
The first game they baited crazy.
First time they baited crazy. The Pacers they think in the second game. The first game they gave it up. But we don't gotta get into that. Listen, I want to hear your predictions for the finals. You got Indiana, Oklahoma City, two are probably the shittiest cities in the world. And I don't mean to shit on y'all, but like y'all know, it's nothing but meth and cornfields.
I got OKC and I'll give them 6. I was gonna say gentlemen, but I'll give them 6.
You think OKC gonna pack them up?
OKC is literally an upgraded team. They're the same type of team. They're just upgraded in every position. Same type of team. Long, young, great defenders, great two-way players, but OKC is just better.
Yeah.
If you look at positionally matchups, like
you're right.
They're the same team, just upgraded.
Damn, you're right.
So,
I'll raise you and Hallie for a shot.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got one check for your Pascal. Not even.
No, for Miles Turner.
Yeah, Miles Turner. Right. Oh my God, Miles
Pascal, J. Will. His first All NBA. I think he was third team, and he
was third team All NBA. I knew he was All Star, but I didn't know he was
all defense. I think he was second team All Defense too, bro. I'm telling you, they're and Caruso, bro. Caruso's different, bro.
Yeah, Caruso's like he's one of those dudes. He's doing it. He's doing exactly what he did in the league.
They come at you in waves. You ever play Call of Duty Zombies, bro? Waves, 1 wave, 2 wave, 3. They come at you in waves. It's a flood.
Yeah,
flood.
That's fire. I think OKC in 5.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be gentlemen's sweep. They're gonna take him out of here. Shout out Tyrese Halliburton's gonna have some amazing games. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna keep Rob Ford not name alive. That's gonna be a thing forever. That's dope. Like I love seeing shit like that. Like that's gonna make that's like a stamp in history right there. Like, when you have a song where you're naming it and then you're actually doing something. Because he was doing all right when the song came out, but like. Now they're in the.
It's ironic.
It's like perfect timing
because his villain origin story. They rated him the most overrated player in the league.
Exactly, and
so
now he's
ever
bouncing
since then,
back. He
was like, overrate that. You overrate that. Now he's been bugging.
Yeah.
And he has a few games where he's disappeared, but for the most part,
this is like when like the Black and Yellow for the Steelers came out, and then that same year we go to the Super Bowl and win. It's like you couldn't paint a better story to have the song go ahead, and you know what I'm saying. Now, if the Indiana Pacers pull this off, listen to me. If Tyrese Halliburton leads the Indiana Pacers to a finals championship,
that would be unbelievable.
I'm looking at James Harden crazy. I'm looking at Russ crazy. I'm looking at KD crazy, even though he got 2 with the Warriors. I'm looking at all of y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Melo,
I'm on their head.
Carmelo Anthony, I'm on y'all head. If y'all let Tyrese and Pascal, mind you, Pascal have 2 rings now.
Yeah,
if Pascal gets a ring,
he would.
I promise you he's going to the Hall of Fame. If he gets another ring on another team, he's going to the Hall of Fame. As the second part to another team, I promise you he's going to the Hall of Fame. With an averaging 22 and 9 for a career, he's going to the Hall of Fame. Because it's the NBA. Anybody can make it to the Hall of Fame. I ain't going to lie. I could have made it to the Hall of Fame. Like, for real. Like, I'll never forgive the put y'all making the Hall of Fame. I don't care what you tell me.
Yeah, that was more ceremonial. That was more ceremonial.
They was like, yo, he's 7'5" from China. He made the game more global. Bring him in. I cannot fathom. And shout out to T-Mac, but I have my concerns of how the hell.
Oh, he's definitely a Hall of Famer. He's not top 75, but he's absolutely Hall. You're right. He's one of the,
exactly. And the fact that that's not an argument. He's absolutely a Hall of Famer. Lets me know Hall of Fame shit is weak.
Don't disrespect T-Mac.
That shit is weak.
Nah, you're bugging, bro.
That shit is weak.
You're bugging.
T-Mac weak.
See, there's a difference. See, there's a difference
I'm not gonna say
between.
weak. I know his first 7 years was incredible,
bro,
immaculate.
One of the greatest scorers.
And then he was just it was done.
But he was didn't get it done in the playoffs. But
and injuries
that doesn't mean he's not a Hall of Fame.
He played in a hell of a time too, though.
There's a difference.
He played during the Spurs dynasty and the Lakers dynasty going on at the same time.
There's a difference between top 75 player, and Hall of Fame. You know, there's top Hall of Fame. You had a great career. You have all these accolades. Top 75 player. You one of the best of all time.
He's probably a top 20 talent, like talent wise.
And that there's a lot of players like that. It goes
Penny
to show.
Hardaway,
I feel like in general, a lot of times sometimes talent is overrated.
Yeah,
very very overrated.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, like especially in basketball, if you don't got no chips, I gotta look at you a certain way. I'm sorry.
Depends.
Nah. I can't. Only people I respect without rings like that. I respect Charles for sure.
Yeah, Chuck. Yeah,
Chuck. I'll give it up to Chuck. Chuck is like that. I can't even think of nobody else that matters. Without a ring, certainly not Carmelo Anthony. Certainly not. Yo, Melo, I'm sorry, bro. It's personal with me. You didn't do nothing for the Knicks. I just can't.
I can't say he didn't do. I mean,
he never even got to the Eastern Conference Finals.
But
Jalen Brunson did more than him.
With
the same braids.
With the slip back, same slick back.
What are we talking about? Jalen Brunson did more. He's 5'11". Melo's like 6'11". Couldn't do nothing.
He's not 6'11". He's like 6'8" maybe.
Nah, I'm pretty sure. All right, you got
definitely
it.
Like
you would know better than I would.
Definitely
you played
like
2K. I never played 2K.
Yeah, you might.
So I know.
Yo, listen. NBA 2K11, 2K12 with the Knicks with the slime greens uniforms on, bro.
Slime greens is
listen, that's one of the top 2K teams of all time.
I just thought about it. We still talking about basketball. Yeah. Let's move on. All right, my bad, y'all. Nah. We got so caught up in the basketball. Listen, Pacers in 5. We say OKC in 5. OKC in 6. All right, we'll see how this works out.
Yes, we will. So in other news, let's jump right into it. Did you see Michael Langley? I spoke about him before on a podcast.
I've seen his name making headlines, but talk to me. Talk to me. What's going on?
So Michael Langley is a U.S. general. He is the leader of AFRICOM, which is the affairs for U.S. military in Africa.
So that shit sound like a crypto coin.
AFRICOM. That's what it's called.
AFRICOM?
Yeah.
Nah.
So he's the leader of that. And I mentioned him on the show a few episodes ago when he made some disparaging remarks about Ibrahim Traore and Burkina Faso.
Yeah.
He made the statement that Captain Traore was using the gold to enrich himself. And after he made that statement, he's been getting nothing but slander on the internet from all four corners of the world. They've been on his head. They've been on Michael Langley's head.
For what though?
Because he said...
Because that's false information.
Yes.
Everybody's backing.
And that's the thing. People came to receipts. People came to receipts. So now, Michael Langley has made another statement. And one of the greatest backpedals I've ever seen. Oh. He looked like Denzel Ward out there. You know what I mean? Like that form's immaculate the way he backpedaled.
Oh my God.
So he came out with another statement. And in this statement, he said... they're doing a lot of good things. They're a sovereign nation. They're using the resources for good. I'm paraphrasing, for good things. They're doing a lot of good things
180.
in Burkina Faso. I'm like, where is it? After he made that statement, he follows that up with saying, but Burkina Faso has become the epicenter for terrorism in the world. He said Burkina Faso is the terroristic epicenter of terrorism in the world.
Terrorizing who though? Who are they?
In the world. So and not only let me click. I got you. And then he starts naming the terrorist Hall of Fame. He starts naming the heavy hitters. He starts naming the terrorist Mount Rushmore. Then he wants to name Al Qaeda. He wants to name ISIS. And he started naming some other groups. And he said Burkina Faso was the epicenter of terrorism in the world and that Captain Traore isn't doing enough in order to counteract this. I'm like, so there it is. So my breakdown from this is obviously what they've been trying to do is garner international support so they can invade Burkina Faso and remove him from power. That's what they've been doing the whole time. I think they're just throwing stuff up at the wall and seeing what sticks. He started out with the gold. He was slandered.
Right.
They was not having it. You're not about to sit here and lie like we don't have receipts.
Right.
That's the thing about the information age. You cannot sit here and lie like we don't know what's going on.
Right.
It's very important to garner international support whenever you want to do certain things. International support is everything. For example, one of the reasons why the Vietnam War ended so early because they started losing international support. The bodies started piling up. There was a lot of people in America just they were losing the narrative argument. Right. It's all about the narrative. If you can garner support with the narrative, they will allow you to do whatever you want. So he tried to say he was using the gold for personal means. That got shot down. Everybody was slandering him. Now he's saying that it's the epicenter of terrorism in the world. So let me break it down. So Burkina Faso right now, there's terrorism in some regions that's not owned by the actual Ibrahim and his regime.
Oh, so there is something.
There is terrorism that's going on, but
I'm confused though. When you say there's terrorism going on, what exactly does that mean? There's a group of people out there that are just like bombing stuff.
Well, certain militia groups have claim over certain lands. It's just like anything. Sometimes land's up for grabs.
Wait, what type of what?
Well, Burkina Faso.
So it's almost like you're telling me it's like a favela in Brazil, but it's like this is a terrorist group that owns like these couple.
Yeah, just blocks. Like it's the Mexican cartels own certain parts of Mexico.
Right. Okay, that's even better.
It's certain parts of some interior, certain militia groups occupy that land. So there is terrorism that is going on in Burkina Faso, but to claim that it is the epicenter for terrorism in the world is absolutely asinine. Can you tell me how many military bases Burkina Faso has over the world? Around the world? Can you tell me? Not as many as the U.S. Ain't as many as the U.S. Probably none for the most part.
Right.
He's been in power for the last 3 years, and now all of a sudden they're the epicenter of terrorism. It's all about garnering international support. Not only that, what he failed to name is the fact that there has been links that Ukraine has been in support of one of the militia groups.
Wait,
Ukraine has been in support of one, because you got to realize Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, Russia is their ally. That's what it's all about. So Ukraine has been backing other terrorist militia groups in that area. So they come to find out that they have ties with a militia group in Mali. So last year, Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali all cut ties with Ukraine because of this.
But okay, so a place like Ukraine funds one of the militia groups in order for what though? To just cause havoc? Like, yo, we're gonna give y'all guns and money and stuff so y'all can go blow some shit up so y'all could.
It's about creating chaos. It's something that the U.S. has been doing since day one. Same thing with Al Qaeda. Who do you think funded Al Qaeda in the 80s? The U.S. to fight the Soviets.
Hold on, I'm having a Mr. Krabs moment right now. What are you saying right now, gang? You got me fucked up.
You didn't know that we used to fund Osama bin Laden? You didn't know
I did hear that. Yeah, I've always heard that.
Yeah. We do this. We played this game of imperialism forever. What we'll do is, if there is a leader that we do not like, that is not for us, we'll either try to insert a puppet into leadership or fund militia groups in that area to cause chaos. We've done this forever. We train a lot of different quote unquote terror organizations throughout our time with our imperialistic ambitions. We've done that. So this is a situation that's no different. It's about causing chaos.
Are we allowed to talk about this, son? I feel like you going past the Illuminati right now, and you making it. Am I in danger?
It's free gems, bro.
Am I about to get drone strike?
Listen, it's free gems,
because I feel like you telling me some
shit. The real.
Oh, wait a minute.
Got to talk about the real. And not only that, so Ukraine made a statement.
Listen, I do not stand by these statements.
I'm just laying that on the table.
The opinions are not formed by anybody at Bravery Studios. We would like to listen. I'm worried because he's talking some shit right now.
We can talk about in the 80s when Nixon, he funded the militia group, the Contras, down in Nicaragua.
Right. I've always heard about that.
Yeah, we've been doing that. And guess what? We got a relationship with the Contras, an ultra right wing militia group. They funneled drugs, and they funneled drugs in the U.S. We smuggled them guns.
Right.
We've been doing this. This is not anything new.
It's not anything new. Though.
I know.
You're so right.
This is not anything new. We've always done this.
Literally how you're right. Yo, that's some evil shit though.
Duh.
That backfires though, because then you get the Twin Towers to fall when that group that you've been paying.
That's a whole nother
thing.
That's a whole nother conversation where were they actually the ones behind it? Well, I didn't want to get in.
Oh shit!
I don't want to get that right now. But so Ukraine was also. They also claimed that Ukraine was funneling weapons to this militia group. Ukraine denied it. But let's say, for sake of argument, they were funneling weapons to the militia group in Mali. Where does Ukraine get their weapons?
Fuck.
America!
Yeah.
From us!
We've been funding them, haven't we?
Us! Of course, they get their guns from us. So, the claim that Ukraine was funneling weapons to a militia group in Mali, and we fund Ukraine and give them guns. So let's say that is the case. It comes back full circle. Let's say that's not the case, but there has been situations.
Damn.
We did find out that they do have a connection with that militia group. So going back to Michael Langley. So you are criticizing Captain Traore because of the terrorist groups that hold some power in Burkina Faso, which some of them do, which Ibrahim is in the middle of trying to attack them and, retake over and establish what's been going on. So you tried to say that he was hoarding the gold, which misfired. Now you're saying that the terror groups are running rampant, but you failed to mention that one of our allies, Ukraine, has been backing one of the terrorist groups. So it's just ironic here. You don't want to paint the whole picture.
And it's not like they don't know that. If Kamal had free gems knows that. They know that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's fucking crazy.
Now, like I said, Ukraine denied sending them weapons, but they do have a relationship. So Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso cut off all ties with Ukraine last year. But like I said, Michael Langley, it's all about the narrative. It's all about the narrative. It's all about gaining international support. You tried one thing with the gold, fact checked, backpedaled. Okay, now he's light on the terrorism. It's framing. It's all about framing. So we will see what happens. But I already knew when he started bigging up Abraham. I already knew something was going on.
Time out, son. Hold on, no. So, are you pro Burkina Faso?
Oh, absolutely.
Of course, right. Okay.
Absolutely.
Right. I felt the same way. But now I'm trying to figure this out. If it sounds like you're anti-America, gang. Like
I'm anti-imperialist.
Okay. So what's the ultimate goal in being anti-imperialist? And if America is an imperialist country, where does that leave you at?
It leaves you
between a rock and a hard place, gang.
I am an American citizen. I was born in this country.
Yeah, because that all just happened in my head. I calculated. I'm like, wait, hold on. So if I'm pro this, that means I'm anti that, which means that I'm like I'm against that.
I consider myself a Pan-African, which means that I would like sovereignty for all African nations. Not even just African nations in general. Everybody to have sovereignty over their own. I don't like imperialism at all because, like I've talked about on the show, we over here in America, we have it good in America. That's due to our foreign policies and how we put a stranglehold on all these other countries, whether it's their economy or we put in puppets in order for them to make sure that the corporate interest gets protected. So we do all these things, but what that does as a result, that creates the immigration that we complain about. We complain about immigration from Venezuela. We complain about immigration from Cuba. We complain about immigration from Nicaragua. We complain about immigrations from all these other places, not realizing that our international policy creates the chaos, which creates the immigration. We don't ever want to talk about the issue. We only want to talk about the results of the issue, and we complain about the results. We don't want to talk about getting the root of the problem. It's because of what we do to these other countries, and in the name of imperialism, in the name of capitalism, in the name of corporate interests. So we create the problem, and they get mad at the solution. There will always be, as long as we do what we do with other nations around the world, there will always be an immigration problem because there will always be people trying to flee to where the resources are. We extrapolate the resources. We do what's best for us here. So people who are facing hardship where inflation's going out of whack because of certain embargoes or whatever we put on a certain country, or if a sovereign leader is voted into power and then that leader ends up getting cooled and assassinated and they put a puppet in that nobody wants, they're going to flee and come where the opportunity is. Where the opportunity is, it's here. So we complain about the immigration problem, but we cause the immigration problem.
Damn.
You feel me? Like,
nah, yeah.
We complain about the issue that we create.
Yeah,
and it's just unfortunate, bro.
It still seems like a very conflicted position to have.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like I feel like damn, like it's like you have to accept that we are the bad guy.
And
you have to live as the bad guy and feed the economy that makes the bad guy prevail.
In reality,
like, how does that make you feel? Do you want to move out this country, son?
I don't.
Sound like you want to be Canadian or something.
No, I don't necessarily want to move out this country. I just want to do. I'm grateful that the opportunities that this country does provide me, or in general. I'm grateful for the opportunities.
Even though it's off the back of people suffering.
All I can do is say, listen, I'm trying to use my platform to shed the light on what's going on. You know what I mean?
I like that. I think that's important.
I'm trying to bring awareness to everything that's going on. And back in the days before it was, before the empire of, there's obviously been empires throughout the world, but in a lot of parts of history, people would, let's say you had iron and ore, I had wood, the other person had
sheep.
Yeah, whatever that your country had, we would just trade. It was trade. That's how our economies worked. We didn't put strangleholds on other people in order to boost our economies, you know. But another conundrum that we have is
word of the fucking day. Conundrum.
Another real quick.
Conundrum for your fucking head top.
I know we have other topics we want to get into. Another conundrum that we have since started back in 1970. In 1970s when we moved off of the gold standard. Our money used to be backed by gold.
Yeah.
And the issue was we started printing more money than we had in gold, of course.
Right.
And our international allies called us out on it. Like, wait, y'all don't have the gold to support all this money that you're printing.
So everybody else started doing it.
What Nixon did is he took us off the gold standard. So now our dollar isn't backed by anything. Our dollar is not backed by anything. It's frivolous paper money. But what Nixon did is he created the petrodollar. The petrodollar, it means that our U.S. dollar is the currency to trade oil. That's the strength of our dollar because you're not backed by anything. So we moseyed up to Saudi Arabia like, please use the U.S. dollar in order to trade. We'll give you access to our markets. We'll give you protection. Please use because Saudi Arabia is one of the epicenters for oil trade. So the petrodollar is used, which is the U.S. dollar, is used to trade oil internationally. That strengthens our dollar because we're not backed by anything. Yeah, so in order to make sure that that's still a thing, we have to be in the Middle East and make sure that everybody's using the U.S. dollar in order to trade for oil. That's part of the reason why we've been in the Middle East, to make sure they're using, because it's not backed by anything.
Sure, and us having to physically be there, it sounds like, if any of y'all start moving funny, we swear to God, we blowing shit up. Try some shit. I swear to God. Any of y'all start changing, using Ethereum, try that shit if you want. We here right now. We will get busy. That's basically what you're saying?
Gaddafi in Libya.
Oh, shit.
He tried to make his own currency.
We be on bullshit.
We on bullshit.
Bullshit.
Gaddafi tried to make their own currency backed by the resources. We can't have that. We cannot have that. So that's another reason why we've been doing all this since the 70s, is because our dollar's not backed by anything. If you look at the fall of the Great Roman Empire, part of the reason why the Great Roman Empire fell is because the dilution of their currency. That's part of the reason why the Great Roman Empire failed. A lot of other reasons, they overextended themselves and stuff, where they had so much territory. Everybody started doing their own thing.
Yeah.
But part of the reason was their currency was starting to be devalued. So we use terrorism. We are the terrorists. And we use terrorism in order to make sure that oil is traded in U.S. dollars in the Middle East.
And once again, the Free Gems podcast cannot verify or agree to these statements. So we'd like to make sure that all the statements here made are provided by individuals themselves, and it's not a group effort.
It's all about, listen, at the end of the day,
we are the terrorists was the wildest shit I think I heard today.
Terrorism is all about perspective, bro.
You said that shit verbatim. We are the terrorists. I said, fuck. That's a bad clip out of context. Listen,
it's not.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it's all about perspective.
Here's what I'm saying. Somebody takes that clip. We are the terrorists.
One person's terrorist is the other person's freedom fighter.
Damn.
It's all about perspective.
That's deep.
It's all about perspective.
That's deep.
So the fact that Michael Langley said that Burkina Faso was the epicenter of terrorism, I knew he was going somewhere. When he praised him, I'm like,
it's
where are
you
going with this?
There's got to be a turn.
Where are you going? There it is. There it is. They're grasping at straws. They're trying to do whatever they can because he's the youngest leader. He's becoming one of the most popular leaders in the world.
That's what it sounds like.
And I like the fact that I've been seeing him being talked about in other countries, kind of following that type of playbook, and everybody's talking about it. And it's what needs to be talked about because, like I said, back in the day, you can hide in shadows. 70s, 80s, you can control. You can control.
One click away from the truth.
Now it's all out in the open. We see it in 4K exactly what's going on.
One click away from truth and half a click away from fucking fake shit.
From fake news. Absolutely.
Yeah, I freestyled that.
So that was good.
But listen, while we talking about government, listen, we got to talk about Uncle Trump. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, his parties?
We got to talk about Trumpito because my son Trump is out here wilding. He just did some shit that I ain't gonna lie. He's gonna forever stay in good grace with the ghetto because he just pardoned NBA YoungBoy who's about to go on tour. You know what I'm saying? He just freed Cantrell. You know what I'm saying? And by free Cantrell, he was already free outside the household. I think what he did, I think he pardoned his probation because I'm pretty sure he was gonna be off on federal probation parole. So I mean that's actually really big if he freed him. But one of the other big headlines is so people who don't know, he also pardoned Larry Hoover. Now, Larry Hoover, if you don't know, is the leader of the GDs. He's like the founder of the GDs, the Gangster Disciples in Chicago from like the 70s, if not 60s. He like forever ago. Like I was reading up on some of his cases. He was putting in work in 72. Yeah, he went to jail in 72, matter of fact. So in the 60s, he was putting in work. In 68, he got shot in the middle of his high school like by some rival gang members that walked into the school, shot him in front of the principal's office and walked out. And it made me realize like, yo, Chicago's really been like that forever, bro. Like what? Walked inside the school, boomed you in front of the principal in 1968. Earth, Wind, and Fire was popping in 1968. What are you doing? It was Jackson 5 time. How do you shoot anybody when Jackson 5's on the radio?
That's the year King got assassinated.
Bro, Ray Charles was on the radio, son. Yeah, like, what are we doing? But Chicago's like that. Larry Hoover ended up getting a pardon. So by that, they're saying Larry Hoover's coming home. Now, the only thing that really confused me is...
Yeah, wait.
You want to go ahead?
Go ahead.
No, well, one thing that really confused me is when they say a presidential pardon is only for federal charges. Now, Larry Hoover had 6 life sentences in the feds, but he also owes the state of Illinois 200 years. Mm-hmm. So he still has to do the 200 years. And he's only like 60 years in. It's crazy to say he's only 60 years in. Bro been in the jail since literally 1972, if I'm not mistaken.
That's that crazy.
Like, that's insane to think about. Like, I think it's been, 53 years, if I'm doing the math right? Yeah, 53 years now. And if he has 200 years, they say he's eligible for parole in 1962. In 2062. Yes, they're saying he's eligible for parole in 2062.
Damn.
Which he's 74, I believe. So yeah, he's not making it. Chances are he's not making another 40 because he'd be like 114 by the time he makes it to that. So I want to hear what you think about that.
So another thing I wanted to clarify. So apparently, what's going on? What I read is that when he was doing his Fed time, he was in maximum security.
Yeah, he was in Florence, actually, ADX Florence, all the way in Colorado.
That's one of the highest maximum security.
It's the highest. He was with El Chapo and like the Boston bomber, like literally the worst of the worst people are there. Like
so what this allowed him to go to a state prison, which is less security and everything. So this
a medium security.
Yes, it was medium security. Yeah. So what do you ask me about? Am I on?
Well, I want to hear what your thoughts are. Like, do you think Trump's wasting his pardons by just freeing like a gang member from 1972, or like NBA YoungBoy, for example, or like, do you think like that was cool? You think it was weird? Do you think it was pointless? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people saying freeing Larry Hoover, he's not free. He's just going to another jail. Like,
yeah, I mean, I feel like. I feel how Trump operates. I feel like a lot of stuff might be for headlines. A lot of stuff might be pandering,
right?
In order to garner sympathy or to get the black vote or get black people on his side. He's also pardoned Kodak,
right?
He's also
that
pardoned
was some ill shit. Lil Wayne. That was some gangster shit.
He helped Rocky as well.
Yeah, he did help Rocky get back from Sweden or whatever. Do you think it was a positive move? Do you like the move? Do you care? Do you think keep him?
Keep who?
Larry Hoover and YoungBoy. They should have stayed. Or
I feel like I don't have no type. I don't feel no type of ways about it either way.
I feel that.
I don't really feel no type
I'm not
of ways.
gonna lie, it really confused me when people were so like. I don't think people realize Larry Hoover's in jail for a lot of murders.
I know. Yo,
so
like
the people's excitement, like I get people like idolize like crime and shit, but like I think that's like lunacy. Like, why are y'all so happy about this nigga coming home? Like, what are y'all talking about?
Absolutely.
And I get it. The gangsters are excited. They're like, oh, one of us is coming home. That nigga was a menace. Like, what are y'all talking about? He kidnapped and killed kids. Like they were all like teenagers, but like if they were kidnapping and shooting 16, 17, they were 16, 17. But like they were killing each other. It was bugging out. Like,
and if that moves the needle for you, then that says more about you as a person.
But you know what's crazy though? ADX Florence is so fucking tough that just going from ADX Florence to Illinois medium max prison is literally being felt like he's coming home. Like they're talking about it like he's coming home. Like yo, Larry's coming home. Like nah, he's because yo ADX Florence, you're not allowed to have visitors. Your mail comes through a screen. You're not allowed to touch your physical mail because all types of contraband comes through just the paper. They wet that shit. They put chemicals on the paper. You can smoke them, and you don't even realize there's all types of shit in this paper. You're not even allowed to shower. They bring the shower to your cell. And you shower there. There's no meeting people. There's no interacting with nobody.
Yes, yeah.
He's been in there for like 50 years. He's not normal. No, don't bring him around nobody.
See, I'm not a fan of that at all.
Personally. Yeah, like ADX Florence is straight. Like you are the least. You have no rights. There's nothing you can do about nothing in there. You're in solitary confinement the whole time. There's not. There's a solitary. There's a shoe. There's a box. No, you're there. That's what you're doing. There's no chances of you getting in trouble because you're just there. There's no more worse than the box. You're in the box.
Yeah, you are the box.
You're in the box.
The box is you.
50 years in the box.
You are the
bro,
box.
That's not normal. That's what. If I'm not mistaken, that's what they put Ted Bundy, all of them. The Oklahoma City bomber, the dude that was putting drugs in the mail, anthrax, like all of them are in there. It's the worst of the worst.
So now, speaking of his pardons, what has been overlooked is his other pardons that he's been doing since.
Oh, he pardoned some of the people from the golf club?
I'm about to read it. See, that's the thing. These are the people that make the headlines. He frees
Young Boy and Larry Hoover.
These are the people that
and on the bottom, he frees Jimmy Jang Who and I see what he's doing.
That's
his friends.
Smoking mirrors, bro.
From Club
That's
Fed.
what it all is. You make a headline and then you do stuff. Just like the bills that they want to get passed. Some of them get passed at 2 a.m. Some of them get passed Friday right before the weekend. So they can't meet until like they be doing a lot of shady stuff.
Talk to me. Who they free?
So let's talk about it.
Trump freed the gang. I ain't gonna lie. Trump moving like a real one. I'm not gonna lie.
Obviously,
if I were president, just know, Kumar, you would not be in jail no more. I'm just saying, he moving like a real one. I ain't gonna lie.
So of course the J6ers, January 6ers,
which
includes the Proud Boys leader,
the
Oath Keepers leader, which are white nationalist groups.
Fuck.
They were serving 22 years and 18 years respectively.
Oh shit.
What?
I think you talk about some bullshit. What were they serving 22 years for?
January 6th, bro.
They got hit with 22 years for doing that January 6th shit?
What?
Oh, that's gangster.
That's the federal building, bro. They tried to break in. They broke in the federal.
And people died.
Yeah. What was the Back the Blue crowd was there, since they care about police and everything, Yeah. Anyway, so Andrew Zasby and Terrence Dale, Trump issued a full and unconditional pardon to Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police officers in their roles in the death of 20-year-old Karen Hilton Brown, R.I.P. The pair was sentenced in their involvement in the death of Hilton Brown, who they pursued at a high-speed chase for driving a moped without a helmet, and then he covered up the incident. So Trump pardoned those officers.
That young man was black, wasn't
he? Yeah. He pardoned former Republican.
It's not a good look, Trump.
Tennessee State Senator Brian Kelsey, who pleaded guilty and over attempting to illegally funnel money in his failed campaign. Of course, he was 2 weeks into.
I'm okay with that.
He was 2 weeks in his 20-month.
I'm afraid the homie did some fraud. I ain't gonna lie.
Prison sentence. Devin Archer, he was convicted in 2022 for defrauding Native American tribe of $60 million bond scheme. So defrauding Native Americans for $60 million.
Fuck. I mean, listen.
He issued a pardon for Michelle Fior, who was convicted of 7 counts of wire fraud and stealing $70,000 to collect for a memorial to fallen police officers instead of use it for personal expenses. So.
$70K? You pardoning bitches that's moving around for $70K? I ain't gonna lie.
From the police, stealing from the police.
Listen, I don't condone stealing from the natives and all that. You shouldn't steal from nobody. But $60 million, that's a play we might have to make. I ain't gonna lie, natives, I love y'all, but I'm just saying, if my mans had to play for the $60 million, it might could get done. I'm not saying I would, but I might could. I understand $60 million. $70K, you wildin', Trump.
From the police,
you wildin', Trump. 70 bands. I know niggas in the Bronx that can go get that with the right with the right TD account. What are we doing? You're bugging right now. He's bugging.
Paul Waslock, a former nursing home exec convicted of misappropriating over $100 million in employment taxes
$100 million.
for personal luxury spending.
I'm just saying, I'm not condoning this shit. But I understand 100 million is hard to turn down. If you got the way, I feel you.
The Chrisleys. You ever heard of the show The Chrisleys?
Nah.
Todd and Julie Chrisley, they're a reality TV star family. They were serving several counts of fraud and tax evasion and defrauding banks.
He freed all the homies. I ain't gonna lie. He freed the whole gang that be at the country club.
So I'm telling you. So
all them niggas went down in the last 10 years. He knew them personally. He's like, I want to play golf again with Jill and Jack. Let's get busy.
And
get him out of there.
And one, I didn't read all of everything, but one of the persons that I read off, his mother, donated $1 million to the Trump campaign. You know how that goes. So that's free. So a lot of that, you know, the young boys of the world makes the headlines.
Makes the headlines. That's fucking crazy.
But under the table. That's what he's done since.
I'm not with the police niggas that killed the young man. That's crazy. That's insane. The January 6th people, that really don't make sense why they getting pardoned. But that's obviously his core following. I understand where that the other people with the money. That's right up his alley. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
That's right up his alley. That's what he was supposed to do. I ain't gonna lie. That's what you're supposed to do as a real one. When you get in power, you make sure the homies are straight and you be all right. I'm just saying.
Hey,
that's exactly what I would do.
Criminals protecting other criminals. Come on now.
Exactly. And you know it's crazy? They asked him on the news. They asked him live on the news, like, yo, would you pardon Diddy? And he was like, if I felt like Diddy was getting mistreated, yeah.
Of course.
Like, so Diddy, you got some hope. I know you got the bread. You make the right connections. But he was talking that anti-Trump shit on the Charlamagne interview a couple years ago, and they saying listen, that's not here nor there. But they saying that got a lot to do with why he, you know what I mean? He getting exposed. He started moving the wrong way, trying to create a political party, and they saying they got Diddy up out of here for trying to talk like that. You know what I'm saying? He started talking, veering towards that MLK Malcolm X way, and they're like, wait. You be raping on Tuesday, nigga. Don't do that allegedly. You be wildin'. We know about the baby oil parties because we was there, so don't even play like that. Trying to start a government branch. What are you doing, Diddy? And they saying that's why they slowed him down. But I'm just saying, Diddy, you have a shot. Y'all holler at your peoples, call his peoples. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure y'all party together. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, you know that.
I'm sure.
That's at some point. At some point.
Sure of it.
Speaking of Tusi.
Oh shit. Oh, we got it. Great segue. God damn it. Segue of the year. Speaking of Tusi.
You see Stefon Diggs out here?
Oh, we seen Stefon Diggs. Stefon Diggs.
Well, I think it was Miami. I think it was
we in Miami turning up another night. Listen,
Cardi B with the Tusi.
It could get like that. It could get like that. On a yacht in Miami, it could get like that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not allegedly. I'm just saying. That was next quick. Stefon, you one of my favorite receivers. I was jacking you was the best receiver in the league for like 3 years, about 2 years ago, and before that. You know what I'm saying? Before your last year on the Bills, I was jacking. He was the number one receiver in the league. He's my favorite. Anyway, he's bugging. Let's talk about it. So Stefon Diggs, people don't know, all-star receiver. You know, he's played for the Houston Texans. He's also been caught recently out with Cardi B. They famously went out to the Knicks game and they were saying courtside.
Yeah, they're a thing now.
This is like to paint the picture for people who don't know who Stefon Diggs is. If you remember Cardi B, courtside, Madison Square Garden, she was with some dude, handsome young black dude, braids, iced out. You know what I'm saying?
That's
cool
my
guy
since Maryland.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm always rooting for Steph.
Time out. Before
get to it.
No. Hold your thought. I just want to say something real quick.
Say it.
The fact that he went in the 5th round was crazy. The Steelers picked Sammy Coates in the 3rd.
Yeah, that's tough.
Receiver out of Auburn. I was so mad. When they picked Sammy Coates and Stefon Diggs was still on the board, I was so mad.
Listen.
No hands Coates, bro. I'm tight.
But didn't Sammy Coates run like a 4.2 something now?
No hands.
I'm thinking about Dre Arch.
Dre Arch is the little one. Sammy Coates was big. But the fact that the Steelers drafted him in the 3rd round when Stefon Diggs was still on board, had me tight.
Disrespectful. Anyway, Stefon Diggs, people don't know. So he's also been known to be like the Deuce Bigelow European gigolo. Like he's outside. My son got a bunch of hoes. So that's why when people saw that Cardi was with him and she had just got divorced from Offset, which we're gonna get into in about a second, they were like, why would you leave a cheater to be with the biggest cheater of all time? Like Steph is known to be a man whore. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a bajillionaire. Bro, make $30 million a year plus. You know what I'm saying? Like he's in his prime physically. He's the man. Like why would you leave Offset for a motherfucker that's 20 times richer and think this is gonna go well? Like and younger, if I'm not mistaken. Like I'm pretty sure. Steph's like all right. He's like 31, 30, maybe 32.
Yeah.
And yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure he's like 4 years older than us for sure.
I didn't know that.
He's like 35, 36 for sure.
I did not know that.
At least like 2, 3 years older than us.
But it's funny because I remember when the video came out when he was on the Vikings. They were asking. It was a viral interview. Of course, it's circulating again. if one teammate you wouldn't allow to date your sister.
Everybody says
Diggs, Stefon Diggs. Everybody on the Vikings team was like Diggs, Diggs, Adam Thielen, Diggs, everybody. Everybody
that's the one person you don't. And then it just so happens that he ends up with Cardi B, and now you see him like not even a week after the Knicks game, he's on the boat pulling out Tusi, and he got 3 bitches looking like they ready to go.
And 2 days later, he was at OTAs catching balls. 2 days later, he was at OTAs.
He is done. Listen,
but how do you feel about the whole going from Offset to Stefon Diggs type of? How do you feel about that?
I mean, to be honest, I don't give a fuck. Cardi B is no. I'm saying like I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Like if that's what she want to move, she just got divorced. She trying to fuck around. Why wouldn't she go level up? Hey, listen to me. Nothing hurts more than when a woman leaves you for a nigga with more bread. Oh my God, especially that kind of level. It's not like you go Google like your net worth. He makes every year, gang. Like respectfully. Like more than that, he makes double your net worth every fucking year, and next year he's gonna do that again. Like what? Fuck that. And the only thing that might be worse is if she leaves you for a nigga that's like a lot shorter than you. That's like a mind fuck. You're like, what the fuck?
Actually, time out. What do you think is worse? Leading for an upgrade or leading for a downgrade? Somebody who has less money than you. What do you think is worse? Actually, you said
nah, downgrade because the downgrade's fine because you're like, man, I'll do both of y'all. Watch this, and you know what I'm saying. But upgrade like. She left you, you got a nice car, you know what I'm saying? You got your thing going, you got your apartment, you pay $3K a month rent. She leaves you for a nigga that's paying $10,000 a month and that's his summer home? Oh, fuck this. What you mean? He bought you 1 bag, that nigga bought you a watch and 4 bags for Christmas. Like, come on. It's just, there's a difference. Like,
actually, nah. I think it's the opposite, personally. I think
you think going for the downgrade will hurt your soul more?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because the audacity. Because the audacity. You feel
but the upgrade will make you actually jealous and you can't do nothing about it until you go get that. But that's going to drive you to be like, I got to get right. I got to get right.
But that's understandable. That's understandable. Downgrade out like, yo, this bum ass nigga, you dead ass? Yeah. You feel me? I personally upgrade. That's
we gonna ask what you guys think. Would you rather shorty upgrade or downgrade? Which one hurts more?
Which one hurts more? We definitely gonna have.
Yeah, we gonna run that in the poll because we got to figure that out. Because me personally, if she upgrade, that's definitely gonna actually hurt your soul. Because I can't do nothing until I get to that level.
Yes.
I gotta surpass that, and he's light years ahead of me right now.
But the opposite thing is.
Offset will forever be more famous than Stefon Diggs, no matter what.
It doesn't matter about fame.
Nah, that matters. What? It doesn't. What did you just say?
Why does it matter?
Fame is currency. What do you mean?
He don't make more money.
Are you crazy? You think money matters when you're that famous? When you're Offset from the Migos?
I mean, yeah.
But I googled it. He's 33. He's about to be 34.
But we're talking about Cardi, has more fame than him.
Oh, I'm not even thinking about from that perspective. I'm thinking about me personally.
That's what I was
how do
thinking.
I feel?
Oh, that's what I was thinking about from that. Okay.
At first, that was the question. But then you asked me what would be worse. That changed my perspective to the question. But I'm saying if I'm Cardi, she she can do whatever. I think it's great. I think she should go fuck whoever she want to go fuck with. Don't embarrass your kids by wilding out too much. You know what I'm saying? But hey, go have your fun. It's just that she's so famous, it's sad. You know what I'm saying? Like she can't just do something. She can't just go to the next game. No. You know what I'm saying? But if she was any other woman, just successful, not as famous, I'd be like, you should go ahead and have the time of your life right now, shorty. And she's like 30. She's like 30, 31. She's our age too. Like so she's in her prime too. Go ahead, go have fun. You know what I'm saying?
My thing is if you downgrade, you feel me? I done bust on my ass to get this level, and he not even on my level. You feel me?
I'm not thinking about that no more.
But we talking about comparison. We're talking about comparing.
But me personally, I'm not even thinking about her no more. Once I'm past that anyway, I'm gone. Especially, and then I see her downgrade, I'ma laugh like, I'll see you. Bye.
If she upgrade, I'm be like, okay, I understand. Now I gotta go get it. You feel me?
Nah.
Okay.
That's an easy way to take that, but like that shit's gonna irk at your soul. You see your bitch at Chris Brown house now, and you're like, damn, this bitch upgraded and left me.
But
for Chris?
Guess what?
That's crazy.
That's crazy to the game though. That's Chris. You feel me? It is what it is. That happens. You feel me? But you going from
not Chris, because you're right. You're gonna be like, man, that's Chris. He got 100 hoes. He not gonna treat her better than I did. He not gonna give you the attention I did. Not Chris. But she leaves you. For who did Eve marry? Eve, the rapper?
Yes.
The billionaire. Yeah. We don't know him. Or Serena Williams' husband.
Yeah.
We don't know his name. That's the important part. We just know he's dumb rich.
Yeah. he created. He's the CEO of
I bet he is. iHeartRadio.
No.
Stethoscopes.
No. What's that
Firestone
online
tires.
forum? What's that online? What's that?
MySpace.
No.
Black people meet.
Reddit.
Oh, Reddit.
That's him.
All right.
Reddit is him. That's Serena's husband.
Word?
So
he made Reddit?
So guess what? You charge that to the game, bro. You found you. It is what it is. If you downgrade, I'll be like, nah. What am I doing wrong? You feel me?
Then you see her really riding around in Bugattis.
That's part of.
She's on the boat and it got her name written across it.
That's okay.
That was her birthday present.
That's okay.
He got the bitch a boat. I'm supposed to be fine with that.
The other is she's sleeping in the back seat with some nigga. You feel me? You out of your mind.
I can laugh at that.
Yes.
You bum ass.
Okay.
I can laugh at that.
But so my thing is, I feel like it was on a situation where.
It's back to Stefon Diggs.
Maybe it was a situation where Offset was being sneaky. You feel me? He was out here like he was being sneaky with it or whatever.
He had whores. We know this.
But no. But like I feel like
he cheated too much.
But I'm saying, I feel like the transparency is it might play an issue in it. Might play a factor. The fact that Stefon Diggs he to like this is
and they're not married.
Regardless.
So she know what I'm saying. Like her and Stefon are not married.
Yeah.
So like it's like he's just as single as I am for real. We were just out on a date. Like we just went to the Knicks game. It's cool.
Nah, I think they're like an item. I think.
I don't think so. Not after that.
I thought
but I do want to. We gotta speak on it because So speaking about Cardi B and Offset, we gotta transition into. So did you see Cardi B going off on Offset? No pun intended. Because
Offset.
He has officially filed for child support.
No, I thought it was alimony.
Both. Child support and alimony, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So, apparently Offset has filed for child support and alimony against Cardi B. And for people who are confused about that because they're so used to hearing it being the other way around where the woman's getting paid child support and alimony, well, the way it works is whoever makes the most money is going to be responsible financially for the person who they left. And it doesn't really matter the sex at that point. It's just that it's so common for us to hear it the other way around, where it's the guy got to pay the woman. And right now it's looking like Offset's going to get paid by Cardi because she makes a lot more money than him. You know what I'm saying? Being that she is one of the biggest artists in the world, not just female artists, but one of the biggest artists right now going on, especially in hip hop. Hip hop, it's like hands down, she's the biggest female artist. And she hasn't dropped the album in like 6 years. But she's that, as far as like magnet, like the people attract to her, like the brand deals that she gets, the looks that she gets, the kind of things that she can attach her name to, that people are like, forget the Cardi B from the Bronx and the stripper shit. We don't care about that. She's so big, we'll put her on the cover. We'll put her at Macy's. We'll put her in Neiman Marcus. We don't give a damn. But I want to know what your thoughts are on this whole idea of like.
My thing is, and apparently he did it because it was more like a play to where, well, allegedly it was more like a play to where she was already filing for full custody and stuff. So this is like a play going back and forth type of situation.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna end pretty, but I personally I don't really see an issue with it. Honestly, I don't see an issue with it.
With him filing for child support and alimony.
No, I don't really see an issue with it. I think that's how.
I think one of her biggest problems was that he's not even the primal.
And that's what he's fighting for as well. It's for custody as well. He's fighting for that as well.
Yeah, but it's saying it don't even make sense because he's not the primary parent. Like he doesn't keep them the most. So it's like how you
he's fighting. That's part of his fight.
And I mean, Cardi went off and was talking about he hasn't seen them in months, and he's seen them 4 times since they've been alive. Certain ones, like the youngest one, she was saying like this is all alleged. This is what she was saying. She was airing all this out, and I mean it's sad to see that this is happening, especially come from like some people in their 30s that are adults and like because I mean I've I've seen it all. You know what I'm saying? So I get how things can get like that. It's just a little sad because they also has a bunch of kids that are a little older that are. You know, they're cognizant. They know what's going on. So they see this. It's like, it's not the best thing to have play out while the kids are very well aware of what's going on. But
my gripe is, I don't really necessarily have an issue with that. My gripe is with the internet and the narrative.
Yeah,
because my thing is, there are women out there who are feminists, right?
Right.
And I'm with the feminist movement, but they're not consistent. They only want it when it benefits them. Mm-hmm. They're calling Offset a bum, talking about he's not being a man, but isn't feminism breaking down gender roles? Because it's not benefiting The woman, now they have an issue. Now he should be a man. That's all I'm saying.
That is crazy. That's a wild point.
That's facts.
I've seen people say that too. That yeah, you're right. It's like if it should be equal, then
if it's equal, then it's equal.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with you only want it to be equal when it benefits you, and then when it doesn't benefit you, now he's not being a man. Well, the whole point is, you know what I mean? That's my thing.
Yeah. Now you know what too. What I also heard was that the whole thing really him filing for child support and alimony was because originally when Cardi B filed for divorce, her team this is what she said. I'm paraphrasing, but she said her team when she filed for divorce, they applied the alimony and they put all that into the terms, so it automatically happened. But then she told them like, no, I don't want none of that stuff. I don't want no alimony. I don't want no child support. I just want to be done with the marriage. And they had to change the paperwork in order for them to take that part out of the divorce.
But how would she get alimony and child support when she makes more?
She also filed a long time. I mean, she filed. This has been going on for years now.
It has been. Yeah.
Now, it's been going on for years, and it doesn't matter. Regardless, you can still file, and they'll either approve it or deny it.
Yeah, of course, you can file for anything.
They have to go.
You can file for anything.
They would have to go into the records and be like, okay, this makes sense. This doesn't make sense, and this is the reason. If it was because of his, like I know with marriages, it matters who did what, who cheated, what was the reason.
Yeah, that's a fact.
All that matters.
Yes, all that matters.
Because this is literally a contract that's written into like you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that. If you do this, certain things in public, that's why private investigators are thing is because people want to catch their mate cheating in order to make the divorce easier, to get more money in the alimony.
A cleaner deal.
Yeah, exactly. You get leverage if you can prove, this is why we're getting divorced, and this person did this, and look at all the evidence. I got him on a date with this girl. They're cuddled up here. They're at the movies here. She's got a car. I find out he has a house that he's paying for in her name. It's over. This shit is done. You're going to owe a lot of bread, a lot more bread than if this was just a clean, we don't like each other no more, we got to go.
So,
I personally, if I'm offset, I'm filing for that because I need that bread.
Yeah,
I'm down right now.
Like I said, I need that bread. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
I'm going to be real, it's hard to speak from his position because, I mean, I can imagine him being very busy. He's got a bunch of other kids. And
he does.
He's got a bunch of other kids, and they're not living in the same state. And then he's got a career. She's got a career. He has to communicate with her mom in order to get. It's like I can already see there probably is a lot of distance that it's going to be hard for them to cover, like him to cover that. Like just between the lack of time, the lack of communication, he has to communicate with a third party. It's like that makes me feel like he probably isn't able to see them kids like he wants to. Not able, but he probably isn't even making the effort that he possibly can because it's like he's so tied down. So it's like. Listen, if you're not the primary parent, bro, you're bugging. Like, what are you talking about alimony? Like,
but
that's not happening.
But he's filing for that.
I think that's corny if he's not the one taking care of the kids. I think that don't make no sense. I'm gonna be real.
I agree.
I think that's actually really corny.
It's part, but part of it is filing for custody.
Yeah,
that's part of it. But. So you would be more upset at the upgrade than the downgrade. Just wanted to
for sure, I'm way more upset about the upgrade than the downgrade.
See me?
I'm gonna be jealous for a little bit.
See, my thing is, I got a 5-star recruit. You feel me? If they transfer to go to Alabama, Nick Saban, cool. I can't do nothing about that.
Cool.
So you gonna transfer to go to Alabama A&T? Now we got to fight.
Yeah.
Now we got to fight. Yeah, you going to A&T? You feel me? Bama wants you? Okay. There's nothing I can do to that.
Now you going to
Now you going to A&T? Oh yeah. Now we got to get it. You feel me? That's my analogy.
I feel that. But I don't know, man. It's just
hey, Nick Saban come calling. There's nothing I can do about that. If she want to go,
it's crazy. It's gonna be a similar situation. You're gonna go to Nick Saban and be what, 4th on the depth chart for the first 3 years.
But,
you know what I'm saying? Same exact situation. You're gonna upgrade, go over there. You're gonna be 4th on the depth chart, shorty.
That's why
he got a bunch of 5-star recruits.
He got a bunch of 5-star recruits. Right. But like. Listen, you going to A&T? Like
A&T, you're going to be the star over there.
That organization?
But you're getting a stipend. You're eating at the student center. You get 1 pair of cleats every semester. That's it. You're done. You're not getting nothing.
But yeah, that was so, I know we got to get out of here. But
I literally just looked at my phone.
But real quick, Zion situation.
Oh yeah, we got 1 minute more. 1 minute. Let's go. All right, Zion Williamson. Zion, my boy. Listen. I don't know what's going on with you. You have never played a full NBA season. You've never clocked one playoff minute. I just want you to play basketball game. This shit is getting out of hand. You done touched $200+ million. I don't know how. Zion just keep getting in trouble. He's like the most innocent, like, acting guy. He don't be acting like he hood. He don't be acting like nothing.
It's not about that.
It's not about that. It's not like he just horny.
Actually,
and biggest
freaky frog.
Yeah, he's just a freaky frog, biggest fuck, and that's all alleged. Because I'm not putting that on him. I honestly.
Oh no, you see Mariah Mills? He's a freaky frog. Do you see that? Have you seen her, bro?
No.
You've never seen what she looks like?
I seen kind of.
Zion's a different man. That's a different bro. He's a different man.
Hey, listen.
That's bad bibbles, bro. That's horrible bibbles.
Oh yeah.
Never, bro. All right. After this episode, pull up a picture.
Right,
that's a freaky frog.
Oh, all right.
That is a freaky frog. I'm not saying about the allegations and all that, but he's being sued for $50 million from a Jane Doe who's saying that he was sexually abusing her or whatever. And now Mariah Mills has come out with a statement saying that she was abused as well. So. Shit, bro. Yeah, that's the type of woman your mother told you to stay away from.
Listen, Zion, I'm praying you didn't do these things. I'm not putting these charges on you just yet. I got to really read into it, but I'm feeling like this is a play for the bag, and Zion's just goofy enough and doofy enough to fall for this.
Yeah.
I feel like, but I got to see some evidence. I got to see some hardcore evidence. I got to see something. Because Zion's been like a good kid the entire time. Where's this coming from? I feel like he got involved with the wrong kind of people that are coming tapped in pockets, especially if you look green. You look green behind the ears, but coming to tap in pockets. You seen Jalen, what's bro name from the Houston Rockets? Jalen what? Jalen Green. Dre tapped them pockets. You see Anthony Edwards? Tapped them pockets.
Yeah.
Listen, Zion.
They see a lick.
They tapped them pockets. They see a lick. They come in and get it, baby. Listen.
But before we head out, also he's one of those that them quiet ones in the corner. Those are the dangerous.
I'm not putting that on him, so I see.
I'm not putting that on him.
What I can say is them AAU circuit kids, them #1 player in the nation kids, they green behind the ears because all they know is basketball. Them niggas can't read you a paragraph out of a fucking Harry Potter book. All them niggas can know is basketball, and they can dissect the motherfucking playbook like a motherfucker.
So be careful.
All I'm saying is them kids is coddled because they're protected in order to reach a main goal. They get them hundreds of millions of dollars, and then bad bitches come calling, and they don't know how to act. They get a taste of some grown pussy. Anthony Edwards' BM is like 35. That's a veteran.
Yeah, that's a vet.
That's a veteran.
That's a vet.
She did some shit to that young man he ain't never heard of.
And she a little baby mother.
Yeah, she a little baby. That woman is a veteran.
Yeah,
little baby like 30. She like 35. She was a cougar then. She's a cougar now. She gonna get it. And I ain't mad at it. Go get your money. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, this has been Free
Gems Podcast, episode 153.
153.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Shout out everybody.
Leave a comment. Drop a emoji. Tell us how much you love us. Tell us how much you hate us. We'll see you guys next Sunday. And
we're out of here.
Holy shit. My bad, Mark. All right.